over there, and we are live. Welcome back, everybody, to the Rookzer0. What's it called again? The Rookzer0 Drawcast. It is July 28th, and it is the 100th episode. Whoa! Woo! Might have actually got into the Discord call. Welcome back, everybody. Today is a auspicious day, historic day. I'm not sure which of those words mean which, so we're gonna go with that. But yes, today, Locke, welcome, is the 100th episode. We made it 100 episodes. That's bananas. Like, I would not have expected that, but here we are. So today is gonna be a free draw day. Let me get a link here for people to come hang out. Today is a free draw day, and I figured today we could draw some rugby. We could draw some rook. I think it'd be a little fun. So today, inside of the Aggie software, I have our little rugby fellows, our little goblinoid creatures, and we're gonna see what's going on. How's everybody doing today? Draw cake to celebrate. No, I'm not into the cake meme thing. So nice to join you. I don't see what's going on. Let's put this over here. Where's it going? It's very quiet. How's that? Is that better? Oh, nobody's talking. It's episode 100. Everyone's given up. They've given all their effort to get to this point, and now they're like, "Yeah, we're good. Okay, that ship has sailed. It's time to." Well, I'm glad you made it. Yeah, I'm gonna have some fun today. Oh yeah, have a blast. Good old rugby. DP, welcome. Cardboard, welcome. Bri, welcome. We're here. We're doing it. Let's get back into the voice channel chat so I can see people. Thank you, Bri. Congratulations for the 100th episode. Everyone's been enjoying all the chat, but it's time to get some work done. Have a good night. Have a good night, Bri. Thanks for hanging out. Or was that from yesterday? That was from yesterday. I'm reading old chats now. Okay. Yeah, so I've also, you may have noticed, created a giant draw page. So we might have to take some time and yeah. I don't know how many people are actually going to be drawing with us today, so I thought I'd err on the side of caution and make a lot of space. So yeah, there's two different types of rugby that we've drawn in the past. One is, I don't know what we would call this, but I don't know, Gur rugby, because he's got the big head and the tiny body. Looks like Gur. And then there's, I want to call him Chunky rugby, which probably looks more to point, or the original concept, which is just a goblin with a rug on its head. Basically, it just looks like a box. That's right. I do have a bunch of rugby keychains. I should give those out. You got those? I got those just before I sent out the last pack of stickers. So I do have a whole bunch of rugby keychains. If you'd like a rugby keychain, we can figure something out with that. Buy now on Rook.com, which doesn't exist yet, but maybe eventually. So that could be fun. I need to set that up. I need to set up a website so I can actually buy my own shirts. Brian, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Holy crap. I don't know if I can do 100 push-ups. Episode 100. Rook passes out because of too many push-ups. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. That is yeah, a little choked up. A little coughing because of allergies, but thank you. Holy crap. Ooh, okay. Now I'm scared. Now I'm scared about push-ups I got to do. I'm going to write that down. 100, 100 push-ups. Push 'em ups. We're going to keep track. We're going to keep track, and maybe we'll do that towards the end of the episode. I feel like I should start them now, just so I can get some of them out of the way. But yeah, 100 episodes. Holy crap. 100 episodes of push-ups and 100 episodes of drawing weird D&D stuff. It's pretty great. It's pretty fantastic. Thanks everybody for hanging out the whole time. Well, for the people that joined late, that's enough. But I don't want to make it sound like you had to have been here the whole time. I appreciate you all the same. I always remember in school, like, trying to get that end of the year, you never missed a day award. One of my best friends always got that every year, and I was always really sick as a kid, and I was just like, I'm jealous of that. And then I thought about it years later, and I'm like, I gotta stay home a lot and didn't have to go to school. Maybe I won. Maybe I won that the real award of not having to go to school every day. Who knows? Is that what it was supposed to be? I think he was supposed to be a goblin wearing a bugbear rug. Oh, it became that later on? That's right. We were talking about... I drew a fuzzy goblin. Well, it's a good nose. I was 6 as a kid, yeah. Same cardboard. I missed roughly 3 weeks of school over 5 years. That's not bad. I know there's a limit. 1 year in high school, I discovered that there was a limit of days you were allowed to miss, and so I just started taking days off, which is probably going to sound terrible. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not. If that's illegal or something, I don't know. I'm lying. I don't know. I whatever. But no, yeah, I figured it was. If I'm allotted so many days, I was going to take those days and have fun with them. So, I was sick a lot, though. I was sick a lot. Yeah, it's definitely a warm-up day. But for those of you in the YouTube chat that don't know where rugby came from, maybe we should leave it that way. Maybe it's a secret. Maybe you have to dig through the... Maybe you have to dig through the live stream. Yeah, I'm sure the best way to do it is find the first picture of rugby on one of the thumbnails and watch the previous episode. That's probably the best way to do it. Maybe that's what we should do for the 10,000 viewer special, the 10,000 subscriber special. We just unmask rugby. Instead of me showing my face, I'll just draw rugby without the bugbear rug. I think I remember where a lot of this came from. A lot of the shapes. Because, see, I want to do that, but then Jonas draws the nose up here and gives it some pretty dope shapes. And I'm way on board for that. Give it a little more volume just by adding a little bit extra. I think you drew the nose better than I drew it, and I was just like, that's what I wanted to draw in my head, but you did it. Like, that's what I was trying to draw, and you did it much better. 'Cause I think the original one was very Gura-esque, like this, like the head was almost square, and then you put that like a great little nose barbel on him. Yeah, just a little bit of volumetric shape really makes things pop. I love it. I don't naturally think about it when I draw. I draw very flat, and then I have to add volume shapes later. There we go. See, that's better. Sometimes things happen. Sock puppet rugby would be really funny. We should figure out how to do that. We should make a sock puppet out of rugby one of these days. I don't want rugby to be dead. I guess we have. I mean, that's true. He's wearing dead things. Where did my barbells go? This is no good. I can't do. I'll be right back. All right, we're amping it up. We're doing curls of 20s now. Okay. We're going to try to pick away at this slowly over time so I don't burn myself out. Whoop. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go. There we go. How can I make... So the other thing I remember that rugby was really funny with is that even though he's very small and short, he's got the skinny, gangly legs. I think that's probably why I made him smaller around the middle, because it made him look tinier. But I do like the chunky rugby. It looks like a sock puppet, which I think is pretty funny. Intelligent undead, yeah, that's one way to do it. I don't like that chin. Sure. Yeah, Warcraft's pretty great. I'm a little waiting for Shadowlands to come out because I really I'm worried that the genre is done. Really waiting for that next cool thing to come out. I like it. I just played it forever. Played it forever. Hi. I've turned rugby into a Muppet. Yeah, there we go. So, okay. Helvin, welcome. I'm on my phone, so I can't draw. That's too bad, Prime, but that's fine. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of different... as DB said, lots of different classes that can have pets. From wizard familiars to animal companions. Yeah, there's a Pathfinder build where you can get like 20 of them. It's really weird. It's like the Pack Master. I don't remember. I'd have to look that up. I don't know if my PC will handle it. Well, Error, the Aggie IO is browser-based, so I think it's pretty good about dealing with people's crummy computers. Because I have tried this on my phone. The only downside to it is I did make it very large today because of it's a free draw day. Anyone is welcome to join. There is a link in the general chat on Discord if you'd like to jump over there. For anyone on YouTube, you're also welcome to join the Discord and jump in and draw with us. Just please follow the rules of the Discord. Be polite, be courteous. Don't draw inappropriate things. Just keep it family friendly. And go with that. Tippy, I dig it almost looks like shocked. Ha! Rugby, get out of the lightning bottles. The the first one we made. The first one we made was the Kobold vendor. And I don't remember why we drew the Kobold vendor, but I remember it morphing from a kobold that sold stuff to a goblin that sold kobold stuff. Whoa. Oh, is someone in the stream? How do draw a cake? Why have people wanted me to draw a cake? I'm not. That's pretty good. Cake waffles. It's pretty. Sounds pretty good. Welcome, Ace, by the way. Yeah. A little bit. Kind of the same principle. Equal uniform heat. I like how our this channel, it's been 100 episodes and we still transition from D&D art to video games to cooking like seamlessly without even thinking about it. Smoked ribs, pretty good. Are you using a smoking flavoring or are you actually using wood chips? Yes, that's a good way to do it. Ooh, wine barrel smoked. That's going to be interesting. Whiskey barrel smoked ribs. Sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What is that's super old. I'm on the Aggie, but on iPad, so figure drawing here I come. Cardboard, that's great. Like, yeah, grab a spot. There is a huge amount of space today, so find a good spot. There you go, if that's you. Yeah, have a good time. That, yeah. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is going to be a weird question. Do people like the cute rugby feet or the gross rugby feet? Go to if you're on the YouTube channel, click on the link real quick. I don't think I can tell you to do that. I think that's against the terms of service. Don't click extra. If you were in the YouTube chat, we'll put it that way, you could see this wonderful rounded foot that's nicely pedicured, or this giant toenailed foot, which I think is more goblin. Probably depends on the picture I'm drawing. But I feel like if you draw a cute rugby, he's got to have gross feet, and if you draw like a weird creepy rugby, it's got to be cute feet. There's a weird like balancing act that has to happen. That was out of the blue. You said God ear rugby? Oh yeah. Here, I'm gonna keep slowly blending to the So I've statically left these two there, so people always have reference for rugby if you'd like to draw rugby, because I think that's a fun prompt today, since it is the 100th episode. Thank you again, everybody. I'm gonna keep doing that every 20 minutes, just because I'm super excited and appreciative. Is it working properly, or does with the new update for The Sims 4, do you open it up and it just crashes and deletes your stuff? 4 years later. Welcome. Welcome to The Sims 4, where we make the game function. Wait, the more realistic version is the one with witches and vampires? Man, what kind of world do I live in? I must live in the weird part of town where they don't hang out. That sounds like you have one of those, like, anatomically correct mods. That's what I keep hearing. I want my Sims to be more human. Gotcha. Animal? Is there an animal mod for... Oh, I did not hear that. I'm so sorry. Gotcha. See, that makes a lot more sense. I thought you were just out of the blue being like, I want my Sims to be more human. And it was like, okay, great. What? I don't know what weird Sims playing, but go for it. Whatever floats your boat. You're never gonna let me live that down, are you? I said, you're never gonna let me live that down. Trash talking the changelings. One day, we're all gonna be at a convention or something on a panel for being awesome artists, and then people are gonna be like, "What's your biggest regret?" And then you're gonna be like, "Oh, you know, Rook hates changelings," and then everyone's gonna look at me funny. I'll be like, "Ah, crap, ah, crap." Yeah. Yeah. If you can come up with a great story for a changeling, which I think you have successfully done with your paladin, and a good reason to like rationalize how the changing effect affects them in the world, that's great. But yeah. Most people don't. So the few people I've played with have been very just like, I don't know, I'll be a changeling, and then they just decide like, I'm gonna be a dwarf now. It's like, okay, great. Totally fine. Cool character. I will eventually make a video for them that I will try to make not judgy. but for the most part, it is just like, it's one of those lazy. It's not that people that play changelings are lazy. It's that changelings are very accessible for lazy players. It's not someone said this in the chat a while back. It's not there are no boring characters or races. There are just boring players. And so it's really, you can make anything awesome. And I think I like your paladin a lot. Yeah, see, I love playing human characters. I think it's so good throwing humans, which I have a lot of experience being. Hashtag not a vampire. And I like seeing them in a fantasy setting. I really like that idea. I think I've done something very strange. Okay, so we were talking about giant-eared rugby a little bit ago. I'm trying to remember what that looked like. I think it was this. I think it was like... I think that's kind of how it went. Was it bigger? Oh, jeez. All right. Well, that's right. He could fly. Okay. I do remember that. This vaguely reminds me of... What was the thing we were talking about? The Vagulis? The Veragulis? Giant flying tentacle-faced bat monsters. Super good. Super good. Look those up if you want to throw those at your characters and turn them into weird flying bat heads. Definitely a good thing to do. Oh, it crashed. That's no good. You should be able to just... For those of you who are new to the rugby thing, man, I was going to make people go back and watch old episodes, but I don't know. Maybe I should just talk about it. So a long while ago, when we tried to stop drawing mimics, because every day we were just drawing mimics, we decided to... Good times. We decided to draw kobolds for like 2 weeks straight, which was still fun. Surfing the pivot. No, mimics are more like oozes. Magical creatures. Shapeshifters, yeah. I don't... Yep, pretty close. So anyways, so we started drawing a whole bunch of kobolds, and then we eventually ended up drawing the Kobold Vendor, which was a goblin that wore kobolds and sold kobold-related items. Kind of as a means of just, like, getting away from drawing kobolds, but while still drawing kobolds. So, and then his shop assistant is a smaller goblin who wears a bugbear rug because it seemed fitting. So yeah, Rugby is technically a goblin, but you can only see his feet and his ears through the bugbear. That's what he was supposed to be, because since the kobold vendor was a goblin that wore kobolds, we wanted his assistant to be a kobold that wore goblins. But then I drew him really fuzzy with feathers. I keep forgetting his feathers. He's got like feathers on his head. Yeah. Yep, we have. But yeah, so he was supposed to be a kobold, and then I thought it'd be funnier if he was just a tiny goblin that wanted to be a bugbear. So he just put a bugbear rug hat on, and now he's our little icon. He's our little icon, and you can see in the YouTube chat, Bri is a member of our YouTube channel, and because of that, he gets a cool little rugby icon, which I think he's on the hat now because he's been a member for 3 or 4 months. I might have to update those. I need to make more rewards for people. What was the question? Oh, a while. I think from the beginning. It's been a long little bit. Jonas has been here. Yeah. Jonas has been here for a long while. Let's see what Jonas is doing, by the way. Uh-oh, I see a sign. I see shenanigans. Something might happen with a sign. We'll see. That's good. I like that. It's a good rugby. It's all the way over here. That's a kobold rugby right there. I suppose maybe rugby's the mask, and then we could just have whatever we wanted inside the rugby mask. It's like Batman. Rugby is like a Batman, but with a bugbear head. I am the rugby. Where are the drugs going? Maybe. Yeah, draw whatever you want. I want people to draw rugby because I'm selfish, but if you want to draw something else, you can feel free to draw something else. Pirate rugby, that'd be pretty funny. I've got the turtle rugby. That's pretty good. I like that. It's like Yertle the turtle here. But then, let's do this. We'll just do this real quick. And then we put the rugby head on it. Do you need to buy a, actually, I don't know if you'd have the ears. There wouldn't be any ears. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing about hermit crabs, yeah, is they always live in someone else's corpse. Snails. So many snails. Jonas. Brian wants to know if Jonas wears leather belts or shoes. I think it's because you said it's weird turning other dead things into your home. So it's a comment of... Leather was living previously, yeah. Well, technically Cotton was too. So really oh man, that's weird. Now everything's going down the turtle shell. Going down the turtle shell. I'm gonna do push-ups for that idiom breakdown. 85. Cuz like, yeah, even if it's very morbid. But if you're wearing plastics like polyester or something, that's technically old trees and dinosaurs. So that's interesting. Yep. I agree with that. Yeah, so thank you, Bull, for that. But yeah, it's a little weird thinking about everything we wear is kind of used to be dead things, unless we wear like rocks. Okay. Do we have any non organic based clothes? I don't know if we do. Chainmail. Chainmail's not. Yeah. Yeah, carbon-based things. No, iron is iron. You can put carbon in it. Steel. Yeah, dang it, you're right. Steel is still technically carbon and iron. A dirt shirt? Oh no. Oh, Bri found it. Bri episode 29 apparently is where rugby started. Oh man, the first one was so chunky. That's so awesome. Super chunky rugby. So I think we might have just found a loophole for druids not using metal. Because if you have steel, it's technically part of a tree. Or a dinosaur. Yeah, that's a good point too. Well, no, I think they're allowed to use wood. They can't use metal is the issue. Ah, because it's worked. Okay. So it doesn't matter. A clay clothes. Just like brigandine armor, but out of, like, out of terracotta. That's true, yeah. I didn't think about beads. Beads and, trying to think of the other one. Ceramic. Like ceramic plates and stuff. Ceramic, I have an image in my head and I have no idea what you would call it. I'm gonna mull that over for a little bit. So there's a type of armor. There's a type of armor that basically is just small little tight, like, tile plates. Maybe they're not tile. They might be metal. They're just kind of like, isn't that brigandine armor? That is brigandine? Okay. So then what's the difference between that and, like, yeah, coat of plates? Are those the same things? We've talked about this, haven't we? Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so that is what I was thinking about then. So it was the brigandine. Lamellar. That's the word I was looking for. That is the word I was looking for. So lamellar, is that the big plates or the small ones? Because I know you can make lamellar out of, like, pretty much anything. Okay. So I think this is the original rugby design, where he was just very, very squat. He was like 90% head and like 20% body. And I know that's 110%, but that's fine. Welcome back. I thought you were going to say I didn't know people could actually do math, and I was going to be offended, but no. Yeah, you're welcome to draw with us. Oh, wow. Yeah. I'd made... Go ahead. I got through Calc 2 by drawing all of the figures out, like actually visualizing them on the test. And the teacher's like, your answers are all wrong, but you drew them properly, so I'm giving you extra points for that. And I was like, yes. So yeah, no, that was it. That was all I was saying. Mm-hmm. That's cool. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I took calculus and engineering physics at the exact same time, not realizing that you need to have calculus like down pack to do engineering physics. So I failed engineering physics real hard, and then I took regular physics and I aced it. So I don't know. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me. Oh man, college is. Yeah, feel free to mess around with Aggie. It's a pretty interesting software, and it's free, which I think is great. Yay! That's a great. I did earlier. Yep. Just start seeing like TravelerCon posters and phantom dongs everywhere. It's like, come on now, people. Whoa, what is this blue stuff that's going through? Giving us some zappy bits. Nice. I like it. Vitaly, welcome. What was that? What's so weird? Oh yeah, Ghost can be super weird. Ghostbusters, still one of my favorite movies. Get her. That was your plan? So good. That's one of my favorite openings to a movie of all time, is them going to the library and trying to catch that ghost. Super good movie. Here we go. I think the problem with this was that this looked way too much like he was wearing a bugbear skin, like it's too floppy. But I do enjoy that he is just, his ears are huge. Well, the bugbear existed for a long time as a mythos. That is not correct. All of my lines have to be perpendicular or they will look funny. Nope. Well, I think hobgoblins created them, if you wanted to do it that way. Well, depending on which lore you're looking at, because that's kind of always the case, you know. The hobgoblins existed and then started basically like breeding to try to really make their different aspects better. So like goblins were really, really sneaky. Bugbears were really, really violent. And so and then the hobgoblins were really, really smart. So they kind of bred the agility and the strength to two different ends, and that's why the difference between bugbears and goblins existed. Yeah. Super lazy. Yeah. See, now that's the weird thing. They have really good sneak ability still, but like the goblins, I think are supposed to be more. I don't know if the bugbears have. Yeah. Yeah, goblins have so there's some Pathfinder games I've played where people start level 1 with a goblin rogue with plus 20 to stealth. It's just like, okay, you're invisible. I get it. Like, don't even roll. We're just gonna assume that no one can see you unless you want them to. Oh man. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Oh, jeez. I yeah, nice. That's pretty good in Dungeons and Dragons. Vitaly, we are drawing Rugby, who has become kind of our, I guess, official mascot is a good way to put it. I was gonna say unofficial mascot, but I mean it's my channel; I can do what I want. So Rugby's basically the mascot now. Yeah, I had one of my characters. I won't tell you the name because it's a secret, but I was playing him as an NPC when two of my friends wanted to play a game. We lost some of our other members, and I'm like, two people's gonna be really rough, so I will add an NPC that I will just kind of play with you guys and have him be off and about. And I made him super stealthy because I wanted him to be able to be in and out of the story like at any given time. And I made him a ninja, and I gave him like a whole bunch of cool little items and stuff. And at the end of it, it was bananas. And so I was like, you guys cannot see him. You just can't. Like, him taking a 10 makes it so that you guys just are impossible to see him. And then one time my friend's like, I want to DM a game. Let's switch. I'm like, okay, I'll play this guy. And the first thing I did was like, okay, I'm going to sneak across this room. And I roll, and my friend's like, great, what'd you roll? And I was like, 54. He's like, what? And I was like, I might have broken this character. He's a little messed up. So, yeah, ninjas that can just vanish into space is great. I love it. It is episode 100, Vitaly, yes. We are drawing Rugby, who is our little mascot. Get out a good 22 hit points. CR 1/2. I think CR 1/2 is generous for a Rugby, but maybe not. He's a CR 0 creature because his hands don't go through the through the mask. Still capable as a shopkeep. Maybe he's got one level in shopkeep or assistant. Maybe that's what I'll do. I should stat him out one of these days. He just casts Mage Hand all the time. He does. He carries everything on his head, and he uses his feet to hand things to people. And then the trick to it was that you never saw him pick anything up, so we don't know. The trick was he would basically just wait until someone would look away, and then he would pick something up. So it's a mystery. Good game. Oh, are you in one of those like? That's so good, Dippy. I just scrolled over to the face, zoomed in. It looks super good. Nice. These are all looking awesome. So, is this like the Facebook ad? Level 0, level 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Is the Facebook thing. We should do that. We should be like, join the Rookzer0 server, level 0. I like how he goes from being like nothing to super buff to then super tall to just chunky. That's pretty great. Level 1 million. Just God modes. Yeah, no, Aggie's pretty great. Aggie's a great free software for you to be able to draw with your friends. Works really well for this particular thing. The brushes on the right are pretty good. I would suggest not using the pencil. The pencil is pretty choppy. The brush is a little smoother, and you can put the smoothing on it so that it kind of levels out if you're having to use a mouse. But yeah, it's working out pretty good. So, hashtag not sponsored, hashtag AggieIO, contact me. 100 episodes. 100 episodes. Please send me money. Yeah, you said that. I think Neverwinter's not bad. Oh, they had an MMO for it? Ah. Yeah, I've only ever seen the first one, which was okay. Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, when it came out, it was the only thing that existed. So it was that or Baldur's Gate. Yep. So what was your question about the pen tool? On the left side, there should be a little toolbar. There's the pencil and then the pen, and then once you have the pen selected, or the pen, but the paintbrush, you can go to the right, and you can see there's a drop-out menu here, and you can adjust all of your settings through here for that tool. I would suggest highly that you drop your density down. If you have a pen, put it on that, but if you have it all the way up, it's just always opaque from what I can tell. That might be my pen. I don't know. So I usually draw it pretty low, and I have the pen size really, really small with the stabilizer and the opacity up. So yeah, you can also use the B button. Let's use the B button. Yeah. Was it the potato golem episode? I keep forgetting. I keep seeing the potato golem that somebody drew on Instagram, and I keep forgetting to share it with you guys. That would be super great. A giant spider is a CR1, so rugby should be at least a CR1 half. I think you're overestimating the powers of rugby. Interesting. Yeah, the original. Yeah, I really like. I think I might try to do a let's play of the original Baldur's Gate game. Because I have it, I just haven't played it. There's also, I think they came out with an expansion for it last year, ago. But it was like a fan made expansion, which is pretty cool. So I might check that out. But yeah, that could be fun. I don't know how I want to do that because I think they're coming out with a new one, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be super good. Yeah, the Mind Flayer. I didn't. Is that for the Baldur's Gate game? They're adding Myconids? Super cool. Nice, that's cool. Oh no. You know what that means. We're gonna see some treats! Drizzits! That would be super good. I want to pause. I want to pause everybody for a minute. And, Jonas, I want you to undo what you just erased. Maybe 2 or 3 times. I want everyone to look at this right here. That is great penmanship with a digital stylus. I don't know how you did that. I'm super. I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna try to do what you just did. Yeah. Super nice. Super straight. Super good. Well done, sir. That was really good. Like, I don't want to like toot your horn too hard because like I think that says Buffby. But that looks great. The true rugby looks real good. Real good. Well done. Rugby gets buff from time to time. Yeah, that's good. That's great. I struggle with text. Something else I got to work on. It's like one of those yeah, so like this is the same person. They just like he pulls the mask up like an inch and we get those weird action lines like whoa, so buff. So buff. I see somebody drawing a sock puppet. I hope that's a sock puppet rugby because I think that's great. Yeah. Yeah. People do not. I'm gonna give this one the little tentacles. Same. There we go. Verguli. It's the Verguli rugby. Yeah. I think you're a picky eater. Okay. I have seen a bunch of those videos, yeah. The like... Man, everybody loves salt. What is that? Salt, fat, heat, something? That's good series. Anyways, Ancient White Dragons on page 100 of the Monster Manual. What? Oh, Rugby's true form. Rugby's in the Monster Manual. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look up which dragon is on page 100 of the Monster Manual right now. Ooh, my the Advanced Player's Guide for Pathfinder 2nd Edition is in the mail, and I'm super amped up for it. Where are... Huh. My D&D books are missing. That's weird. Somebody has moved my D&D books. And the only one I can find is the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica. So that's not helpful. That's not good at all. So good. I have that problem too. I usually have to fix that by lots of caffeine. I'm definitely not that person. I've drastically in the last few months cut my caffeine intake because it's bad for me. And so now if I have any kind of caffeine in the morning, I do not sleep that night. Like that long of a weird boost do I get. But yeah. Oh man, we got so many people drawn today. It's so good. So good. We got like a realistic rugby going on here. I dig it. Yeah, I like that a lot. Whoever drew level 10 rugby here, good. I like the thinness of it. I like tall rugby. Tall rugby's good. This one's cool. It's like cute koala rugby, kind of like Lilo and Stitch style, with the I don't want to say coconut head, but that's not quite right. It's like a football. Is that what Stitch's head looks like? I can't think of what Stitch looks like anymore. He does look a little bit like Stitch now that I think about it. Rugby's that's the real trick. If you ever go into a shop and there's a rugby there, don't fight that guy. Don't fight the shopkeep. He's a CR 1/4. I'll give him a 1/4 because that way he can fight a cat. I think Rugby could probably win a fight with a cat, but it would be close. It would be really close. But I'm only assuming he can take the cat because the Bugbear rug is giving him like natural armor 1. Done, cat. Ah. It's cured. It's cured bugbear fur. We'll count it as cured hide. I like whatever happened here. There was a brief moment where shooting lasers out of its eyes. That was pretty great. That's what we need. We need to draw like superhero rugby where he's just like, bah. Yes, yeah, you can. They're called clerics. Yeah. So I want to put my 2 cents in on this for whether or not necromancers / warlocks have to be evil, which it sounds like everyone agrees they don't have to be, which I totally think is fine. I still think there's a very, very fine line between paladins and warlocks. I think mechanically the difference is basically like, I smite you with my sword versus pew, 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 pew. That's it. That's literally the only difference. There's not. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah. I also think clerics are basically just... clerics are basically... I miss the priest class because it was basically the opposite spectrum of the paladin. You would go priest for heals, and then if you took warrior, you could become a cleric, and then you took more warrior, and you became a paladin. like it's just, I really like that. Yeah, I'm gonna purge all the evil in the land with my god powers, and by that I mean my battle axe. It's like, what? Okay, sure. Gotta splay the toes out here. There we go. Ah! Yeah. I really like utility players. Oh, super good. Is this gonna actually be rugby, or is it like a rugby totem? Like a geometric rugby. Headbutt is good move for rugby. Yeah, I think headbutt's probably like, if he was a Pokemon, if rugby was a Pokemon, it'd be like headbutt, and that's probably it. Hey, this one, is this the one you're talking about? Yeah, it's pretty good. I liked this one because, like, the closer you get to this top, I'm gonna circle it real for you. If you're in Aggie, you can look at it. The closer you zoom into this one, it just gets weirder and weirder and creepier and creepier. It's like, hey, buddy, hey. Actually, yeah. So these two were sticker prototypes, and eventually this one did become a sticker. So if you're a Patreon member, of the Bugbear and Up, on the 1st, I'm going to be sending out more stickers, and I think Jonas finally got his after like 5 weeks. It was a long time. You might actually be getting more because I didn't think they were going to show up, and so I sent more. But I got new stickers out of this rugby sticker, so those should be sending out pretty soon, which will be pretty cool. It also turned into a keychain. Keychain also exists of that, because I think it's funny. This one's probably my favorite. The old chubby rugby. I might have to go back to that. Whoop! Everything exploded. Shit, that's terrifying. to think of like a shaved bugbear rug as the hat. It is just leather at that point. I feel like it wouldn't be a clean shave. I feel like it'd be really bad. I somehow have lost my lair. I did, yeah. I did because I forgot to do that earlier. Now I can... What is happening over here? It's pretty good. You're making the ear holes pretty big, which could be funny. Like, maybe that's where the hands come out. Except I think the ears are part of the goblin. Oh, that leads to a whole bunch of weird stuff. I think that's the primal question for rugby, is where the goblin starts and where the rugby ends. And I don't think we'll ever answer that. I think that's a fair question. Yeah. Yeah, when do we get the animated rugby set? We'll start doing that when I have full weeks of time to devote to the channel. That's gonna be a. You gotta go back to episode 29. Someone's drawing him with tiny shoes. It is. Rugby is our mascot now. I think Jonas came up with the original rugby idea. We had a lot of transitions. I would say it's a collective effort. We'd have to go back and watch the episode, but yeah, it's evolved definitely into something great. Yeah, everyone's screaming and wildly at me to draw things. What are you requesting? Rugby with banana shoes. Actually, yeah, I haven't been looking at this chat. I'm sorry. Let's see. Doughboy, welcome to the server. Being a slime and a woken cat artificer. All those sound really fun. Yeah. I'd like my character to not be made to fight, but more supporting role. I think playing support characters is a lot of fun. I really like it. I generally tend to go more cleric-y or sorcery, so you can kind of get those utility spells. If you look at Pathfinder's Alchemist, that one's a really cool concept, which is kind of the artificer, but I hope they bring the Alchemist back to Dungeons and Dragons, because I really like that concept of just like quickly crafting temporary potions and stuff. I like that idea. Yeah, you can. I think there's a like a sub race you can do with it. Subclass for it. I'm stacking the push-ups on today. I'm already back up to 90. I'm getting nowhere now. Yeah, I mean, the alchemy kit is not good. I mean, having it is good. It's not utilized well by any class, I think. I think the Artificer is kind of the best bet for it, but like the Alchemist from Pathfinder and 3.5 was a lot of fun because it's like part crafter, part barbarian. You have like mutagens. What'd you find? Episode 23 is the first rugby episode? Nice. Should we just all collectively go watch it? Cool. Okay. That's good to know. All right, we're down to 70. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. Speaking of nice text, well done. I think that's Sierra. Yeah, nice. Oh, that looks good. That looks real good. My font game is bad. Block, thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you next time. My Goblin Bard Fighter Celestial Warlock multi-class started drawing when I started the stream. Nice. That looks really cool. I like that. The first picture is black. I can't really tell what's going on there. What? What? Who just said monks suck? I know who it was. I'm just being facetious. Monks are great. Monks are super powerful. Yeah. I love monks. So good. I would like to point out something real quick. You just said that monks and rangers were terrible, and like 8 people all said, "What? No, monks are great," and no one said anything about rangers. Not one person stood up to defend rangers. Yeah. Right. I think there is a distinct. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, stop. We have 4 people talking now. I'm gonna stop you right there. Ace, go ahead and finish up what you were saying, because you were talking first. That's a cool way to do it. Um, sure. And then someone else was talking, and I'm not sure who it was. And then Hunter said something. Yeah. So who else was who had something to add to that? Because I think that was a good comment. Um, ah, right. Yep. Yeah, just don't play with them. You're bad. You're bad. I'm out. Anyways, yeah. So my 2 cents for Rangers is basically I think thematically they're still really good, but they are like you're saying, kind of campaign dependent because Rangers are supposed to be very good at their terrain, which means they don't leave it. That's kind of the thing. Like if you specialize in farmlands because you are protecting this large valley, that's a really cool character. But then all of a sudden your DM says, "Oh, now you have to go fly across the continents." It's like I wouldn't do that. I would never leave this area. And that's it. So Rangers are thematically really cool and I like them a lot. You just have to they have to be ready for the setting that they're in. Otherwise they don't make any sense and they feel out of place. So yeah, they are. They're very localized, which makes them really cool NPCs. I have my players meet Rangers all the time because you meet people that are basically specialized in being in the area they're in, and I really dig that. And I always make them kind of supporty so they can buff players up when they're just kind of like NPCs that are helping. They're just not super great for people to play because people like globetrotting. Yeah. Gotta get that skooma. Got any skooma? Did you just say he was married to a myconid and he's a shroom addict? I don't like where this is going. That's not a healthy relationship at all. All right. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I lost it. Ooh. It's okay. Okay, I've discovered. Oops. Right? So. Copy this. I'm going to post this in the Discord real quick. Ooh, that's video chat. Here we go. So I just I think you've been hurt. That's fair. Yeah. Yep. The issue with that is the way old D&D was 3.5 Pathfinder and earlier. You basically were just half druid, half fighter. Now they amped up fighter in a way that it's more advantageous to do half druid, half fighter again instead of taking ranger. But the ranger is still, like I said, it's just very specialized, and that's the issue. Whereas you could be more freeform by doing a multi-class. I did find, I'm going to cut back in here, I did find the original clip, thanks to Brian Jonas digging. That is the original rugby in the chat. And the way I described it in the video was, it's a kobold wearing a teddy bear. That was the first iteration. That was the first iteration of rugby. Yeah. I think I haven't. Yeah, the Swarmkeeper looks really cool. We were just talking about that to make a. I can't talk about that. That's a special that's going to come up here in a bit. I'm doing something fun with the Swarmkeeper. He swarm of Yetis. What are we looking here? Let's move this over. First off, Sierra, awesome, great job. A bobble mimic. Who drew a mimic? No mimics on this server. No, it's fine. It's pretty good. Woo! Pause it. One at a time. One at a time, please. Yeah, that was really rad. We do. So I'm gonna cut in for 1 second. This is the 100th episode of the Rookzer0 Drawcast. So thank you everybody for your support, for hanging out. The rules are still as follows: be kind, be courteous, and when you're talking, talk, pause, wait a second, and then be courteous of others so that we can get everybody talking. Are we looking at this one? This is the yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. I like the amount of fur he's got. Who drew the bobble mimic? You did. I'll let it slide because you probably weren't here for episode 10, where we drew like 1,000 mimics. It was just mimics all the way down. We do. Pretty good. Pretty good. It said like, what's the Pikachu thing? if rugby is Pikachu, we got the Mimikyu, whatever it is. The Pikachu and the the Mimikyu. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty fantastic. That's pretty good. People just like, that would be really funny actually to like play on. If you did like a server game, it's like, oh, and then there's rugby, and everyone's like, yay! Oh no, that's not rugby at all. They fixed it already. Something about, I remember over nerfed it or over buffed it. They did. I remember in 3.5 as a monk, if you got enough wisdom, I can't remember. You could basically put enough points in something to where you could just walk up to someone and like, you're stunned. All right, is it my turn again? You're stunned. It's my turn again? You're stunned. And it's like, this isn't fun. This isn't cool. It's like, oh, too bad. Just slowly. So I think there's definitely, yeah, there's, yeah, that was loud. Go ahead, Jonas first. Yeah. Cthulhu, what were you saying? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were finished. That's my fault. People screaming. That's all. Cthulhu, what were you saying? Okay, sorry about that. And then Hunter, did you have... Go ahead. Bop, 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 bop. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of punches. Oh, is that what's going on? Oh, I see. I see. Okay. Yeah. Actually, um, yeah, Fighter is pretty good. Fighter is just so consistent that when you mix it with anything, it makes it better. That's the real thing about it. Yeah, like the Assassin's Touch or whatever it's called. Yeah, I found some of those in the book the other day. There's a... I guess I'll die now. There's some... There's a what the hell are they called? Not archetypes. The Dragon Disciple is a form of advanced class. That's not right either. Prestige classes. Yeah, exactly, in third edition. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And then so for in Pathfinder as well, there's the Assassin Prestige class, which is basically mostly rogue. I think you only have to be a rogue to get it. But the funny thing about it is if you can spend 2 rounds observing your target for just uninterrupted, and they don't realize you're there or you're disguised, for 2 rounds you just stare at someone and then you kill them. Like, that's it. There's no save for it. It's just, congratulations, the dead. And it's like, that is so cool. That's so funny. So funny. I dig it. So, I mean, that being said, like having one-shot mechanics on players is rough, but like if you have a character that's building that way anyways, like Jump Rope's anti-paladin has one-shotted almost all of my bosses, and so I have to work that into designing the combats. It's like, okay, if you get up to that person and you crit them, they explode. like how can I make it difficult for Jump Rope to do that? That's the trick. Uh, Exactly. Yeah. So my battle maps have gotten very complex, and I put mechanics into like how they deal with people, where things come from, because I know if she gets up to that boss, the boss is dead, flat out. That's just how it works. And that's really the thing about being a good DM. So like having a monk that can one shot somebody, that's fine. Plan for it. That's great. Like, I'll reward them for being able to do so. I really like it. I like those kind of things, and it just changes the style. If your team is really into like dungeon crawls, that's not going to be as fun, because then it's just like, you've made it to the last chamber. Oh, you did that already. Okay, well, cool. Next room. Like, it's not super fun. But that's generally why when I do like a dungeon crawl, I play very low fantasy. I kind of, like we did with the live stream game, I took away everyone's stuff. It's like, okay, you're low on everything. You kind of have to work your way through here. But then I didn't, because I took away all your stuff, I didn't make you fight something super big and terrifying without the ability to defeat it. So it's just a lot of planning. A lot of fun. Yeah. Super good. Super good. Yeah, you guys lucked out on that. I don't want to say anything more about it, because if we do a second group that might want to play that, it might go through the same thing, but we'll find out. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of like the hardcore game styles, where it's just like, if you survive, awesome, but don't expect to. Hit me. So many rugbies. Nice. Sure. What was the, like, my players just keep throwing people off cliffs. It's like, why do you keep fighting on cliffs? Stop fighting on cliffs. Sure. Deep alcohol is illegal. That's funny. So, ooh, that was a lot. In a situation, so the problem was that a player starts the game and always buys the components to make a Molotov cocktail. I have two issues with this. One being, I do that all the time. Two being, oil is way more efficient. Buy a flask of oil, throw a torch at them. I've done that in a lot of campaigns. The issue that you can deal with is, one, you can buy alchemical fire, which is basically the same thing, and it does a d6 point of damage. I don't know why a Molotov cocktail would do more than a d6 point of damage, or light someone on fire, which is 1 point of damage per round. The other thing about it is they have to, A, make it, so that's another action that they're doing, which I think is fine. So they've now purchased things and made something, which can all be done in off time, which is great. And then they've basically awarded themselves with the ability to spend one of their actions to throw something and possibly catch something on fire. Yeah, and I think that's totally fine, because a d6 point of damage, a splash damage, is not a lot. And if your campaigns are being shut down by a jar of alcohol, try harder, I guess. like plan around it. Yeah. Yeah, and that's really what it is. Is if you know a player's going to do that, it's up to the DM to make it rewarding, and that's it's something that happens. Like I said, when I started playing D&D, I always thought I was so clever, because I'm like, I'm going to buy a bunch of oil for my lamp, and then I would just throw the lamp at somebody, and I killed a boss doing that, and my friend got so pissed off that basically he's just like, all the stuff burns, you don't get any loot. I'm like, that's stupid. He's like, oh, you trip and kill yourself. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna play D&D with you anymore then. And like, it's, the escalation of it is ridiculous, and it really is just how the DM reacts to stuff. So yeah. Nope. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that at all. Yeah. The other thing about that is then that is also an improvised weapon, so they should be taking a -4 or disadvantage on the attack roll, unless they are specialized in throwing by taking a feat, which once again, if they have taken a feat, reward them for it and let them throw Molotov cocktails. The Pathfinder Alchemist, one of their kit is they can make 10 extracts throughout the day. That's their spell slots, basically. They have spell slots, but this doesn't matter. And they can either make potions out of those or they can make bombs. And the bombs, unless they spec into them, are a d6 point of damage and 1 point of splash damage to everything around them. That is the book's damage. So if you make a randomly created item do more damage than that, that makes no goddamn sense. Like, none whatsoever. So I would argue if that's what he's showing you, I would say, no, look at the Pathfinder rules from 3.5. A splash weapon cannot do more than a d6 plus 1 damage unless you're leveling it up. And an improvised weapon will never be leveled up unless you put feats into it. So that's one way to go. Physics don't matter and the weapons are all made up. I would totally allow that. Like, great, you've made a whip with a sword on the end of it. It now does still a d4 damage, but it does slashing damage. Slashing whip damage. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's a good way to do it. Impose basically a self infliction probability. The gunslinger has something like that where the weapons are, the misfires. I think that's good at it. Yeah, which once again, there's rules for that, so I think it's fine. They're pretty balanced with it, yeah. Kevin the Necromancer was proficient with quarterstaffs, and he's like, so if I take this quarterstaff and I tape knives to the end of it, I'm like, okay, where are you going with this? He's like, how does that work? And I'm like, well, you now have a quarterstaff, which does the same amount of damage, with knives taped to the end of it. He's like, can I do piercing damage with it? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Like, I think that's okay. like if you want to spend the money to get swords and pay somebody to augment your quarterstaff to make it sharp at the ends, I will allow you to change the damage type. Like, I think that's a fair trade-off. It's basically just a spear at that point. I like it. Doughboy asks, can a D&D character have a secret class, false class, even unknown to the DM? I would say no. Yeah, once again, the DM should be playing the DM with the players, not the DM against the players. And so I've had so many campaigns where people will just come up to me and be like, okay, here's what's actually going on with my character. I don't want anyone else to know. And it's like, cool, we'll work with that. Because otherwise you're just cheating. They're just straight up cheating. Yeah, unknown to the players is totally fine. And if the DM doesn't know, then they will constantly be picking at you until you have to reveal it to all the players because they're trying to figure out what the hell's going on. So I think you can definitely have secret things. I've had people basically, I want to disguise myself always as this type of wizard, but actually I'm this. I've had people pretend to be horses, which was really funny. Not pretend to be horses, sorry. They were a horse, and they had a human as their familiar. They were a ranger, and he tried to basically make people think that he was the ranger the whole time, the person. It lasted about one session. Like, I think halfway through the session, people were like, "Wait a minute, are you the horse?" And it's like, maybe, maybe. So the way he was running it, because the way the animal companion works, he would basically go somewhere, and then the human would just be standing there staring because he was real dumb. And people would ask him something, and then he would stop and turn around and like ask the horse a question, and then the horse would like nod, and he's like, "Yeah, we'll do that. I mean, I'll do that." It was really funny. And then once the cat was out of the bag, I was like, "Okay, this is how this is gonna work. I get to play the human. You get to play the horse." And basically, you have to tell me what to do. And for the most part, I just did it because animal companions, you don't have to deal with a lot of it. But if there were some things like, okay, go into this room and pick up this thing, I would send him in there, and then I would roll an int check to see if he could do it, and like baby Groot style. It's just like, this? No, you idiot. He'd constantly try to buy stuff for the horse, and it was just really, really funny and awkward because the horse is like, "I'm not staying in the stables. Screw that." And I'm like, "Oh no." The horse would constantly try to be a person, but it couldn't really talk. It was really funny. So yeah, having that kind of mysterious. The first time he ever tried that build, he was trying to be a fighter horse, and so he showed up, and what I had to do is I had to introduce this horse character to one of the other people that were playing, and it was the first time they were ever playing Pathfinder, and I'm like, "This horse is staring at you, kind of funny," and so he starts like, "What's up with this horse?" trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And then my friend started rolling dice, and he's like, "Wait a minute, are you playing a horse?" And he stops. He's like, "Maybe I am." And then as soon as he said that, my friend he's like, "I'm done." And he stood up and he walked away from the table. And we're like, "Oh no!" He would, yep. His limit was that he would refuse to let one of the other players be a horse. It was really funny, and we've since played a lot since then, but it was too much for his first campaign to be a horse. I'm thinking Rugby has one level of NPC, yeah, like a shop assistant, one level of shop assistant. That's about it. He's just a summon familiar. I summon Kobold Goblin Bugbear. That's pretty good. We need to give you out. I keep forgetting the hats. The hats is where it's at. Like the feather hat. I really like the Rugby with the Mickey Mouse wizard hat. I think that one's pretty funny. Maybe give Mickey Mouse shoes. Yeah, so Tortoxin said, from what I've experienced, most players should know too. There's definitely an argument to be made, and I always ask this whenever we play games. It's like, okay, some of you have weird backstories. Do we want to put everything on the table and just know not to metagame? Or would you prefer that you don't know? And there are definitely players that struggle with metagaming, and so like, don't tell me. Just don't tell me. I want to experience everything as it happens. That's totally legit, and that's generally why I ask, because some people are just like, no, I want to know everything, and I will just make sure I don't metagame it. And it depends. Yeah, it really depends. Being a necromancer and hiding it is totally fine. Like, Kevin the Necromancer is an undead necromancer. Yeah. Yeah. I hate it, but I'm also doing it right now. Gall darn it. I have this one. Are you guys talking about your home game now? In my live stream chat. This is not a recap episode. No. That was actually really funny. So, as a side, because there are a lot of people in the live stream, there is a Discord game going on right now, which I super love. Great job, everybody, for setting that up. There's the Discord game I'm running, but there's also just a game going with some of the Discord members. And after the first time you all played, the next episode of the stream was just them talking about it. And I was just kind of like, yep, okay, great. This is the worst episode we've ever had. Because no one can hear, and they were the only one in the chat. And so there is one episode somewhere where I'm just like listening for 30 minutes and not doing anything. So I've since banned, if you are telling a story, quick, concise, tell me the meat and potatoes of your story, and then it's good. But I do need to talk to the YouTube chat, so. Did you die again? Is that what happened? Okay. Oh, he died inside. Let's make this rugby. Let's make this rugby. Give him the Viking hat again. I like the Viking hat rugby. You're not. You were also not allowed to talk about Lord of the Rings. We're not allowed to talk about Star Wars. All previous things that have just destroyed episodes. World of Warcraft is usually banned. It's not really banned. No, it's... No. When... No. It's strictly because when Jonas started playing classic WoW, the same thing happened. There was a day when it was just me and Jonas drawing, and I think I was working on a commission, so it didn't really matter. But you were just telling me about your WoW classic stuff, and I was like, dang it, this is Star Wars all over again. But it didn't matter. It did not matter. If it was really an issue, I would bring it up, like Lord of the Rings. Yeah, and we do still talk about it from time to time, but it's just one of those things. Anything that kind of takes over the chat and then becomes a passionate argument or discussion, it's like, let's not do that. Let's just pump the brakes. If you want to tell me about your WoW stuff, go ahead. Just once again, meat and potatoes. Alex, welcome. Thank you for joining the membership program. Did we ban Skyrim? I vaguely remember us having like a really loud yelling argument about Skyrim. But I think it was... Yeah, it wasn't really something we had to ban. It was just like we were all I remember what it was. I think it was a Hunter and and Andreas discussion where they were both passionately agreeing with each other. Skyrim's the best game in the world. I know, right? It's so good. It's just like, stop. Just pump the brakes. Pump the brakes on it. It was either I think it was Skyrim. It might have been Skyrim. It might have been Lord of the Rings again. I don't remember. We get really weirdly passionate about things all the time in this chat, and it's great. Yeah, about things. What?
What is this? Wow, that's like the most useless reward ever. Oh man. Wow. Well, I mean, that's the better of the two options that could have happened with that kid. They could have just run around like screaming bears into space, and yeah. Oh man, super funny. Super funny. Oh man, would you pick on a kid that was called the Dragonborn? Oh, I bet. Yeah. A whole generation of. Hmm. Yeah, that's mean. Naming your kids. Dangerous things. Pretty good. He did. Yeah, Zelda. Zelda Williams. That's true. Jeez, if you name your kid Pikachu, just go to prison. Like, go to jail. Do not pass go. Just, like, I'm going to name you Pikachu, Ash, Gary Sucks. And then whatever your last name is. And then just go directly to jail. Just go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You've destroyed that child's life. I'm not allowed to play 5e Star Wars things with my friends because I made Ferb's lightsaber super lightsaber from Star Wars Special. Sure. I don't see why that's bad. I don't see why that's bad. I'd allow it. Yeah, what's up? Nope. You would get absolutely nothing. In fact, I would probably ban you from the channel. Please don't name your kid Rugby. I don't want anything to do with whatever that is. Please don't name your kid Rook. Please don't name your kid anything related to me. See, that would be great. And that's something that I would have to have the website set up for so that I could sell weird rugby merch. But I'm totally on board. Oh, yeah, we need like a rugby dog costume. That would be great. Oh, I assume. I mean, rook is a word, so I'm totally on board with that. Yes, rook is a word. Rook is a type of bird. It's a chess piece named after a cart. Bishop's a cool name. Bishop's a cool X-Men, yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, Bishop is just super badass is what Bishop is. I think he has a beard. He's like a tiny beard, does he? No. Someone give me a picture of Bishop. Yep, Aliens. Bishop is a character from Aliens. He was the robot. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good. I think we're set up. I got everyone set up tomorrow who's coming to make the video, and then hopefully we can do that tomorrow. I think I selected I've looked through all the pictures that got submitted, and I have one I really like and one that is also really good. So we'll look at those tomorrow as a group, and we'll pick one, and then we'll film the episode. Hopefully I'll edit that by the end of the week, and then that should be up. And hopefully that can be a staple thing we do, where we kind of do, the droppy style episodes, because I think that's really fun. If they go really well, and this is not something that I have thought about much, that might be something where we either start a new YouTube channel and just do that once a week or something, because that could be really cool. Or not. I don't know. We'll figure it out. That's something fun that we're looking at in the future. Oh man, it's 12 o'clock. La poop. I gotta finish drawing Bishop, because Bishop's dope. He's got the weird long hair in the back. Yeah. From the 80s, yo. Oh, so much good stuff about Bishop. I also love his giant scarf. I'm not sure why he has a giant scarf, but he does. I'm from the future. All right, well, thanks for hanging out. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we drew today. We had a lot of really good stuff. I think when it's when you wear it on your back and it goes down to your butt. That's when a scarf becomes a cape. Oh, so good. We had a lot of good stuff today. I dig it. What's that? Mm-hmm. Yep. To cheat? Is that what you said? Interesting. I know there's zero cheating. 100% legit. 100% legit. But no, yeah, Rook0. Super good. Lots of cool stuff about that name. It's a secret, though. I'll tell you, maybe at a convention sometime. It's actually not a good story. It's not a good story at all. I might, yeah. There's a lot of hours. Yeah, if we equate that there's approximately 2 to 2.5, let's say that we only did 2 hours a day, which I think is wrong. I think we've done 2.5 hours to 4 hours on average. There's about 3 hours, but let's say 2 hours. We're at 100 episodes. That's 200 hours of content. That's awesome. That is awesome. Man. Hey, Rook, would you have probably said it before, but what are you using to draw? Right now, we're using the Aggie.io software. I use Photoshop for a lot of the videos, but right now we're just doing this because it's easy to share. It's chef hat. Yes, Stippy, I dig it. Chef hat, Rigby. Dang it, that's 5 more push-ups. I have so many push-ups to do. Oh, no. I better get on that. Just me doing push-ups for an hour. Just going to town. Oh, here we go. It's just a face cam of me just like pumping iron for an hour. I won't reiterate that, but that's pretty funny. Okay. I got 40 left. Dang it. Man, last time I did squats instead of push-ups, I couldn't walk the next day. But it's because everybody started tipping me, and it ended up I did like 250 squats that day. And I was just like, oh boy. Yeah, they broke off. Just don't have them no more. I'll do some squats. We'll do some squats. Every morning, someone wakes me up. Time to video. It's video time. It's like, oh, okay. Let's go. I missed it. I missed what happened. I totally missed what that was, but I heard everybody yell in the background. All right, 15 more. I am using a tablet. I have a Cintiq companion. Dang it. I have no idea. I think I just said it wrong. It's a Cintiq companion, the original one. Super old. Gotta update it soon. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 13, 16. All right. Woo. Sindak? I don't know. Whew. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, from the Voltron thing. Super good. I love the art style for that one. It looks super great. Okay, I'm glad I did that at the end of the stream. I would, as I slowly die. By what do you draw? It's just one skull. Ugh. This one's pretty close because it's just the head, but it's not a skull. I am using a Cintiq companion. It's one of the older versions. I would highly suggest, if you do want a Cintiq companion, to get the HD2s. They're more expensive, but they have a lot more functionality. This one's slowly getting old on me. I'm going to have to update it eventually. If we hit, I think right now we have a pretty good chunk of people on the Patreon. If that ever hits the 500 or 600 mark, I might go ahead and go get a new tablet for my office, because I haven't updated the office yet, because there's a lot of work that's going to go into that. So that's not something I'm worried about doing, because this one works just fine. So slowly, one of those project ideas that I got to work on. Whew, out of breath. Out of breath. But yeah, great job today, everybody. Great job. 100 episodes. Super good. Super fun. I'm going to have to keep on keeping on. Yeah, you're a staple. We gotta set up a YouTube channel or a Instagram for you. See if we can start getting your own following. Think about. So there are a lot of YouTubers that I only know because of Markiplier, because I watch a lot of his stuff and I think a lot of it's funny. But then every now and again, someone will be on his videos, and I'm like, who the crap are these people? And then I'll go watch their stuff, and it's like, oh, all right, yeah, these guys are funny too. So getting other people set up on YouTube, I think, is really important. Yeah, I think a big thing about the Drawfee episode we're gonna make. I keep saying it that way. Drawfee people, we love you. You're amazing. Please let us make episodes in homage to you because you inspire us so much. So we're going to try that format. We're going to try the Drawfee format is really what it is, and see what happens. But hashtag if you want to come draw with us, that would be awesome. Maybe I should send an email. It always feels weird to me whenever I'm like, I should talk to X person with 300,000 subscribers. It's like, hello, I am 1% of your audience. Will you please gift me your time? I don't know what I would bring to them. Right. I need to. I sent him I was in a Discord with Puffin a few months back, and I was just like, Puffin, you're great. You should draw sometime with me. And he was like, yeah, cool. And I never followed up with it. It was like a passing comment, and I was like, run away. Run away. So, yeah, I might have to do that. But, yeah, I think that's something that could be fun. Because the other problem with that is, and the biggest reason I haven't been inviting people on, because we did a few of those episodes a while back, is if I invite someone on the stream, we lose the Discord aspect of it, which I think is kind of important. A lot of the YouTube people that are in the YouTube don't hear your side of it. But I think having the Discord community is really important. And I wouldn't want to say, hey, Puff and Forrest, come draw with me. By the way, you don't get to talk on my stream. That feels really weird to me. Or it would just be me and Puffin drawing and talking to each other with the Discord chat being silent in the background. And that also feels weird to me. So I don't know. I don't really have a good plan to bridge that gap. And because of that, I have been hesitant to ask people to come join the stream. So with the Drawfee style episodes, if we do that and that is successful, I would feel more comfortable inviting people on to actually draw, because then it is going to be, 2 or 3 people discussing, talking, and it can be more of the original intent for this, which was supposed to be kind of an interview show talking about art and D&D. So, and it has evolved into this, which is great, and I love it. A Warforged. 100 episodes in, we name it, and we we go back to the original idea that we've never done. Great job. This has been a great 100 episode prototype. Turns out it's all wrong. It failed horribly. We'll try again from scratch. Weird question. But is there a way to D&D a Megazord? Absolutely, yeah. Bri posted it. Warforged is a great way to do it. The other alternative is I say this a lot because it's just so much fun. The Eidolon summoner from Pathfinder. You could absolutely do it that way. Have 5 different summoners that all summon their Eidolons, and then you merge them into one giant Megazord. Would be hella fun. It's a secret. It's a secret, and if people want to say that they're going to show up, they're welcome to, but I will not out them until the episode is live, in case they, for some reason, decide this is terrible and I don't want to be in it. But yeah, I think that'll be really fun. Oh, Oh, that's a great that's a great way to start a fight. Jonas is just in the background of the video, drawing in the corner of the screen, like I'm here too. That should be my watermark from now on. I should just have Jonas draw on every single video I do. Just draw a little watermark on the bottom right corner. This isn't a Rookzer0 art. Where's the Jonas watermark? The real trick is that Jonas and I are actually the same person. We have Rook is the left hand, Jonas is the right hand, and then I just do voices. That's why we're never on the screen at the same time, because we gotta. Yeah, that was some shots fired there, Andres. I guess I like you now. It's fine. Party art. That is it. Yeah, that's true. If anything, Jonas is my patron. That's how that. Yeah. Money. Lots of fun stuff. Drawfee is a. I think Sierra. I think you actually might have been one of my first patrons ever. Yeah. Kenku videos is pretty good. Nice. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, welcome, Alex. Yeah, I'm gonna punch ya? What is that? Is that one of your first drawings or something? Okay. That's pretty good. I like that picture. Gotcha. Super good. They're all super good. And back to the Patreon thing. Thank you, everybody. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, everybody that has supported this channel, whether it's through monetary donations and or tips or joining the membership program or just being here. Like, really, the people that are in the Discord chat right now, it's amazing. Like I said, the idea I had originally for this channel was for me to sit down with one person and just draw stuff. And it has evolved into this great community, amazing community that I have. I love it. It's great. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would be waking up every day and streaming with a whole bunch of people. Like, that was not something I had in my wheelhouse, and it's something that I've grown to enjoy and love and look forward to. So thank you all so much for all your support, for checking out the YouTube channel, hanging out in the Discord, making this a fun and wonderful place to be and hang out in. So as much as this is a 100 episode for me, being as a cool checkpoint in my career, also thank you for letting this work as a 100 episode stream, and we'll continue doing that in the future. We might shift things up once again with the way my work schedule is going. I know Thursday and Friday will be later streams again. Tomorrow will be the viewer submission viewer suggestions, which will be fun. And then Thursday, I'm not sure what we'll do Thursday yet. It might be, who knows? I'll figure something out tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be recording the Drawfee episode, which will be really fun, and we'll see how that goes. We'll do that after the stream, though, so tomorrow will still be the viewer suggestions. And then Friday will be the, again, free draw, and you're all welcome again to come in and join. I think this was a lot of fun. Having the rugby prompt was a great way to celebrate the channel. I love seeing it in all the different styles. So we will keep trucking on with that. And once again, if you have not checked out the Patreon, there are a lot of cool rewards. It's basically all of the art from the videos, as well as if you do the higher tiers, you get stickers and stuff, which I'm going to send out on the 1st. Again, I'm doing that every other month just because it takes me 2 or 3 weeks to get stickers. And I don't always get them when I get them. So I have a current backlog of a few, so hopefully I'll get more and we can keep doing that. If we eventually get to a point where we have lots and lots of content, which might be harder to do because of me going back to work, that might stay at 2 months for a while, but I'd eventually like to get it to a monthly reward for everybody. What's the difference between draw fee and free draw? Draw fee is like morning coffee, where every morning a bunch of people from, was it Dorkly? They're no longer connected, but originally it was a bunch of Dorkly or College Humor artists. Oh, now I feel bad because I don't know this. It's an episode. It's College Humor. Yeah, okay. So originally the draw fee, it's a YouTube channel. Yeah, they did morning draws where they just drew things on prompts. Highly influential for this channel because I initially, when I started doing YouTube, I didn't really think about, hey, I could be drawing. I was just like, let's play video games and hang out, and it was fun. But then after watching a lot of Drawfee and a lot of things like Z-Bashu made it really popular, Puffin, and Dingo, thank you. That was weird. But yeah, Dingo also just like, hey, people do like watching art, and that's great, and maybe I can share that with people, and I could. And you all made it possible, so thank you again. So yeah, highly influential. The Drawfee channel is really great, and I thank them very much for their influence. And it's kind of setting away. Now they are on their own thing, which is great, and I'm really happy that they're still doing well. I hope they're still doing well. So as for that, that's about all I have. That's all I have for right now. So we'll see everybody tomorrow. Thank you again for drawing. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out in the YouTube channel. And we will see everybody later. Remember, stay happy, stay healthy, and keep your dice on the table. Because that's where they belong. Don't throw them on the floor. Dice don't like being on the floor. You've broken it. Episode 100, and someone finally challenged me about dice and tables. I'll think about that. We'll come back to it.